So let's make some little face scrubbies. So these are what you get when you buy like a face scrubby set from me. You get 5 of these in a little drawstring bag that you can wash them in, so you don't get the lost sock in the tub in the washer situation. Anyway, so these can also, obviously it's this foundational idea that makes the coasters that we do as well, and you can experiment. Once you know how to do this, you can do a whole bunch more. You can make little coin purses for people by just like sewing up this bit there, doing a little button maybe, or a zip, put a zip in. You know, let your imagination go crazy. So we're just going to make some of those. I'm going to leave that there. Oh, these are organic cotton, which is great. I like, when I'm doing my face wash, I put it on there and I scrub it on my face. I like a bit of exfoliation, so the cotton's best for me. But this, I'm going to link to where to buy this. It's called Eco Stitch. It's a UK company. It is linen yarn made from the flax plant, which is like super environmentally friendly, hardly needs any water, grows like in that Northern European region. And yeah, I'll link to these guys because this is like natural dyes. It's all done in like small batches. It's lovely and super soft on your skin if you want to make your scrubbies out of that. And I think that in a few, like if you did a few strands, you could make a really nice coaster with that kind of different textured surface. So let's get started. Grab yourself some DK organic cotton, or if you've got some of that linen yarn, use that. We're going to use a 4mm hook, and also I'm going to be using one of these stitch markers, because when we're going round in this kind of stitch, we're not going to go from one row up to the next. We're going to go round in a spiral. If you look here, that's where it starts, and then you go, oh, hang on, the other way, this way round, and it works in a kind of spiral. So the stitch marker helps us know like where the first stitch is, where a row ends. So let's just cast on. I'm going to do this slowly, just in case you've not done this before. And you just pull up through that hole, and then you've got this slip knot. Okay, now we're going to chain 4 stitches. And we're going to join those 2 ends to make a ring. So you go in that hole there and just do a slip stitch all the way through. Right, now you're going to have to find this hole in the very middle, because we're going to go around this into that same hole with each stitch. And if you're working in the English terminology, we're going to do double crochets, 8 double crochets all the way around. Americans, that's called a single crochet in your terminology. I'm going to tuck the end in here. You see how I'm going? Oh my god, that fly. How annoying. Go away. Okay. So we're going around that loose tail at the back there, and we're tucking it inside the stitches. So at the end, what I'll do is I'll pull that tight to make it a bit neater. Yeah, so there's 8 stitches into the middle here. Gonna have to talk too much, so I might have to just count those again. Tutorials add counting is a tricky one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. I'm just uncovering this first one. Sorry if I'm not being easy to follow here. So you want 8 stitches. So we're going to go into this first one, and what we're going to do is, it's called a double crochet increase. So we'll go in there and we'll do that all the way around each stitch. We're going in there with 2 double crochets. So you go in twice with the same stitch basically. So 1 double crochet, and then I'm going to just put this little stitch marker in to show me where that first stitch is. And I come round, and then we're going into that same stitch again. And the same all the way around. We're going in once and then in again. So in the end we should have 16 stitches altogether. Alright, so there we've got the last double, and now we're round to where that stitch marker tells us where the first one was put. So now we count the stitches and see if we actually got them right. 16, yay! Alright. Okay, so now we're going to go into our next row, which is row 3 on my pattern, and we're going to do a single stitch in the first hole, and then a double crochet, just the single one, and then a double increase in the second one. All the way around is the same rhythm, so you go in once. Now we're going to get that stitch marker thing before I forget it, and pop that in. And then in this one we're going to do an increase stitch, so the same hole in twice, and then a double crochet, and then a double crochet increase, then a double crochet, then a double crochet increase, and that goes all the way around, same pattern until you get to your stitch marker again here. And then we've got one more double crochet, and then a double crochet increase in this last hole, and then we have finished this row. Brilliant. I am gonna check by counting these stitches, because that's a bit of a moment of truth. And 24. Okay, let's take the stitch marker out. We've got our next row, which is a single crochet all the way around the whole work. We're just going to, a double crochet, it's not called single crochet, we're just going in once in each hole all the way around. So we'll do one stitch and put the stitch marker in, and hang on, that wasn't right. Okay, it goes in the hole behind the hook. There we go. risk it, have it open. So just, yeah, single double crochets going in each hole all the way around on this row. There will be a total of 24, of course, because we're not making any increases from the last row. And then when we get to the end of this row, we're now coming up to round 5 of the pattern, if you're following the pattern. So we just count all the way around just to check. 24. Okay. Now the next row is we're going to do a single crochet for 2 stitches. Oh no, God, sorry. It is not. We're going to repeat what we did 2 rows down. We're going to go 1 double crochet and put our little stitchy thing in. Try that way this time. And then we're going to do a double crochet increase, which is 2 times in that same hole, then a single. That's a bit dodgy, that, isn't it? And then double crochet increase, and then the same all the way around. We are going to have a total of 36 stitches all the way around when we've done this. And I'll meet you there. Right, so that's 36, and there's our first stitch. Right, now the next row is pretty simple, just 1 stitch in each of the holes, which again is going to be 36 all the way around. Let's get that first stitch marked. Okay. 36 all the way around, and again I will meet you there. Alright, here we are at the beginning again. Okay, now we're going into round 7. Right, we're going to take this little jobby off. We're going into row 7. And this round is we're going to do 2 double crochets into one into there, and then into the next stitch we're going to do another double. Oh, hang on, I always forget to do this thing. Okay, then we're going to do another double crochet here, and then we do an increase in this one, so twice in that one, and then in again. Okay, and then we're going to follow the same, and we carry on with the same little routine. 2 single double crochets, and then 1 increase double crochet stitch, and then 1, 2, and an increase all the way round till you get back to your stitch marker. And we end there with an increase. And now the next line around, we're just going to do single stitches in all of them, so a double crochet in every stitch all the way around. One, and in this first one we're going to put our stitch marker, and then 2, 3, I think there's supposed to be 48 all the way around. 48. And there we are at the beginning again. So now we're just going to do one more row of increases and then one more row of just a double crochets all the way around. So this row, we're now in row 9. We do 3 of these. So in the first one, we just put that hook, that safety pin. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And now we do an increase in that one. So we go twice in that one. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, and then 2 into that one stitch. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then 2 double crochets into the same hole. Cold tea, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes in, 24 minutes. Turns out that can make some very cold tea. So the total amount of stitches on the way around here will be 60. I'm not going to count them, but take my word for it. Okay, now you take this out and you just go all the way around with just double crochet in each stitch hole. So you don't need that stitch marker back on. You just go all the way around. You'll be able to see where the end is. I'm just gonna cut that, leave it a little bit longer so I can feed it through. So to cast off, you just get that, you do a slip stitch all the way through, and then you're just going to feed this in and then towards this one here, which you can just pull tight so that that's as tight as it can be. And then you're gonna, yeah, let me show you. So I tend to, in the next one, pull it through and then put it through again to try and level off this area. make that level as possible. Pull it tight. And then I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to go along with the stitch, so that would go across there like that, and so in that hole there I hook it through. Then I'm going to do it again in there. It's just like you can see the bars like go across like that, so you just follow the bars that you're. I don't worry about the back side, just do it on the top side there. I just try and make it as invisible as possible, but bring it through, bring it into this middle bit where your other thread is, and then here you can just do a little knot. Now if you're, I do like a triple or whatever knot, just a, now if you're a perfectionist, what you can do is then feed those ends like through the fabric and try to get rid of them. Fuck it, I just trust that knot, because life's too short and this is not going to be looked at the back there, right? So if you want to make it into, so that's a face scrubby, make a few of them. And then if you want to make it into like a coaster with these little frilly bits on the side, tassely bits, then I'll teach you that in the next one.